We don't yet know how that induces genome change, and I really mean actual change in DNA. And yet we know also that those processes must be able to do that, because we can show that. Let's take a tumor developing in your body, and it's a bad situation. You're beginning to get metastasis. So the doctors get out the radiotherapy and the chemotherapy, they attack it and try to destroy it. What happens? The tumor cells themselves tell the genome to increase the mutation rate. How can they do that? Precisely by the kinds of mechanisms I've just described. Because the mutation rate is under the control of what is happening in the body as a whole. What then happens is phenomenal. Our immune system all the time. It happens in bacteria all the time because they change their genomes in response to antibiotics. And what they do is very simple. You remember that difference between 1 in 10 to the 4 and 1 in 10 to the 10? That depends, as I said, on the cell having these repair mechanisms, the proofreading mechanisms. But you see, they can be downregulated. That process can be downregulated. And what that does is to produce literally millions of new DNA sequences. That can then be selected. Now the selection, and I agree there is a kind of natural selection here within the organism. Now the question is very simple. Do those new sequences get to the germline? You bet they do. And that, I'm afraid, is where I think the big hole in the theory lies. Because once you can do that, you can get what, for example, Zhang and his colleagues have shown in a paper published in 2018. I can send all these references to anybody who sends me an email. So if you're worried about whether I'm telling the truth, just send an email and I will send you the reference. What they showed was that a small non-coding RNA, that's a little bit of technology, but a new sequence generated by the organism can pass to the germline cells, which become eventually, of course, the eggs and the sperm, and what that will do is then tell the next generation to inherit the metabolic characteristics that were conveyed by that. I'm sorry to say this because I know this is a dirty word amongst most evolutionary biologists, but Lamarck is back. Very simple.